Hi, this is Gizmo First, and never being one to take something at face value and not take into account both sides of an argument, I was perusing the feedback I received from my last video on both YouTube and Facebook, and I have to admit, a case was made that Fallout Worlds is actually going to be awesome, so I thought, let's make a video about it, and I'll add some of my own thoughts on your comments and we'll see what discussion that raises.
I don't think, alright, okay, no, well there we go, why don't you go
I've taken some of those comments to talk through a little. The Facebook ones, of course, will have their identities blackened out as people tend to use their real names, so let's start from a couple of the YouTube comments. This first comment from a user called SMD Turbo: people who want to test things without the endless grind in the live servers is the point. It's essentially creative mode like Minecraft has. Yeah, I can see the point of this. I remember when the PTS went up for legendary crafting, lots of content creators went out of their way in the PTS to roll an infinite amount of legendaries to see how long it would take for their favorite legendaries to come round in the roll. So this seems to me that Fallout Worlds would be basically a larger, more exclusive PTS server, which of course is fine, and especially for console players who until this point haven't had access to it. Obviously, I'm a big Nuclear Winter fan and my video reflected that, so here we go. This was an answer directly to that. TGBUSMC 1973, which I assume is his birth date. Question: besides the cosmetic rewards and a little bit of adventure XP transferring over, how did Nuclear Winter tie into the main game? There are some terminal entries and in-world encounters that reference Zax, but other than that, what have I missed? Well, I mean, you've missed the fact that Nuclear Winter was basically a game mode all by itself. It didn't share anything in common with Adventure, and the gameplay was completely different. It was also designed for the people who wanted to PvP regularly, and a nice little community formed around it, which is obviously now going to be torn apart and are going to be looking for other games to go into. I know, because I have such a community, the Brotherhood of Wood on Discord. We are looking at different games to play once Nuclear Winter is axed, because custom worlds are not really going to do it for us. The servers are too small to make anything meaningful for PvP, and just having PvP once every 3 or 4 months on the public worlds is not going to keep our interest long enough. I will definitely take a look when the public servers come across with PvP, but it will only last a month anyway, so I'm not sure how much that is going to keep my attention, but if it is going to keep yours, then more power to you. We have this comment from Hunter Woods: you can still play the story in a custom world, it just doesn't go into adventure mode, so I'm fine with that. Plus, this is the foundation for mods, so quit complaining. Yes, I understand a lot of people are looking forward to being able to start a new character and be able to tweak the gaming conditions in which they have their next playthrough. That's absolutely fine, but this is not the foundation for mods. Bethesda has never confirmed that you are going to be able to mod Fallout 76 in the same way that you can mod Fallout 4. To date, I am not sure there are many, if any, online RPGs in which you can mod in this manner. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And now on to some of the Facebook comments, which are going to be a little bit paraphrased because some of them are quite long. It says, I'm really excited. It's missing 2 things that I think would make it amazing. Persistent servers like Minecraft Realms, so a group of friends could share without one person having to always be on. And a larger server size. Yes, this is mentioned even amongst those people who really love the idea. The server size in custom worlds is really, really low, and they're not going to get any better. Bethesda has already said that they have no plans to expand the number of people you can have on your private server. For PvP, it's good for events, individual squad or survival games, but it won't replace what survival used to be with people coming and going unless it's a full save server. For PvE, it's basically like giving you mods for a playthrough. You can tweak so many things, combat and world, and plenty of people play solo or with their co-op partner or team only. Honestly, it would work for a full playthrough, aside from scoreboard and challenges. I can see a lot of people enjoying this. For creatives, most builders will love it, unless they only build for random people to visit. You can share with all your friends in person or others via pics and video. Yeah, I mean, I do see the point in this as well, so it is probably the strongest argument for this being awesome is it gives you an option of choosing different ways of playing. I myself, I've been playing for over 2 years and I wasn't looking for another way to play from the beginning, being able to tweak worlds and the conditions and different stuff like that. But if it is something you've been waiting for, you know, I'm really happy for you. I was just hoping for more map to explore, maybe some more DLC content, more story content outside of the Brotherhood, which was really, really short and lackluster, you know, but each to their own, basically. My own thoughts on the matter is it's a little bit of a lazy way of getting people to make another playthrough rather than giving them something new to play. They haven't actually created anything new in the game, just revamped old stuff. And in the age of reboots and redoing old things, we have learned a lesson in the entertainment industry that the remake is rarely as good as the original, so I'll be interested to hear people's feedback after they've finished their playthroughs. I actually believe not a lot of people will finish those playthroughs. They will start and they will get bored of it halfway through. But time will tell, as I keep repeating. This from another user: I think there's going to be a great idea. These are my reasons why the majority of the community in Fallout 76 is not PvP, it's PvE from what I've experienced, and the devs want to focus more on player experiences. When the game came out first, it was a PvP essentially, and the community hated it, so that they drastically changed how the game works. So the community hated it. Worlds essentially allows you to build your own adventures and your own style of play through, a way of creating your own world with its own unique mechanics. If the world can't be saved, that's fine. I think that would make sense, because to transfer those specific game mechanics over to the adventure mode would be a slight issue and probably cause some bugs and glitches for certain players. I'm sure it would cause bugs and glitches, and I think it would be naive to assume that these private worlds and public worlds will be devoid of the bugs and glitches that are already in adventure mode, and I would probably bet that they're going to have their own to boot on top of it. They are definitely experimenting with stuff right now, trying to figure out what niche would work. Keep in mind this is a small team and they've only developed one other game, Doom, from 2016. Doom 2016 was an amazing game and it revitalized the Doom franchise. Fallout 76 is picking up, and it has picked up over the past couple of years, but is a long way from revitalizing the franchise as we know it. But this is something that I see touted quite a lot. It's the defense of a big company which should have the money and the resources to do market research and surveys determining what fans want before they make a game without the need to experiment on us. Something like the release of the game in the state that it was when it first came out is inexcusable from a company of this size, and making the excuse that there was only a small team of people allocated to it actually is worse. If they want to do a Fallout game, Fallout being one of the company's biggest franchises and biggest and oldest IPs, they should have treated it with the seriousness it deserved. Is it going to be awesome? A lot of people are saying that there's a lot of options. When I actually played it on the PTS, there weren't as many options as people were making out actually, so we'll see whether people are satisfied with all the options they give. It is certainly not the same as modded Fallout 4. He goes on to say that from the research he's done, Bethesda Studio Austin are the people behind this, and they're the only ones working on it, taking assets from other Fallout games and implementing them into an MMO. This is only half true. There were two studios working on it. There was Bethesda Austin and another one, which off the top of my head I can't remember the name of, and they were responsible for developing Nuclear Winter before they were reportedly taken off the Fallout franchise and put into developing Starfield, which is their next IP coming up. That is just a cut and paste from previous Fallout games. Is very obvious when you look at it. Even the graphics on some of the items have not been updated that much, which is fine for me. I love the graphic style, even though the graphics are out of date. They have this kind of charm to them, and I'm absolutely fine running around in what is a cut and paste from Fallout 4 because that game was awesome and the atmosphere has carried over with it. This user commented that people seem to think that the Fallout Worlds option is meant to be used for a playthrough. It's not. I've been on the custom world constantly editing options, and so far I've managed to create some insane events. Michael Myers themed event in the Watoga High School, workshop defense tournaments, PvP tournament areas. This isn't meant to be played alone or to play the game. It's made for communities. Yes, this is very true. I still maintain that Fallout still has one of the best communities in the world, and I reiterate that my opinion about Fallout Worlds would probably change a little bit, at least, if they had an official lobby where you could showcase your private server, where you could invite people, meet people, and different stuff like that. Right now, we're all kind of closed off in different Discords, but I think something more intuitive in the game rather than the social menu that we have now, which is laughable for such a game. This needs to be fixed for Fallout Worlds to really take off and have meaning. This user says, I'm looking forward to it for roleplay purposes. Not everyone cares about gear and scoreboards and ish. Good point. No arguments there. A lot of people don't care about the scoreboard anymore. Yes, we've been stuck doing the same daily challenges now for the past 5 seasons, and it's really getting old. So please delete the scoreboard and let us just play Fallout Worlds if you are so confident, Bethesda, that it is going to be the game changer that you hope it's going to be. And probably one of the best ones to finish on is LOL. Well, that's your take on things. For me, I see Fallout Worlds as Minecraft meets Fallout 76. The fact that you can tweak your environment and play that way means that you can make your own adventures. Here's the thing, if all you do playing this game is log in and hop on events, you'll simply look at this as nothing good because you have to work for your fun. For those people that want the ability to make their own adventure, then this will be a blast. All a matter of perspective in what you find fun. I absolutely agree, and I really hope all of you have a great time playing Fallout Worlds. I will not abandon it. I will definitely go on and I will give it its fair chance outside of what I've already done on the PTS. But I think that people want to be given fun to be had. You can make your own fun for a certain amount of time before it becomes a chore to do so. We pay for games to be entertained. I hope that the community makes some kick-ass social events, and I hope that I'm invited to them. Please drop in the comments anything that you want me to come and see. I really want to see what people have planned, and I want to be a part of it because I love this community, like I said, but Bethesda really needs to get their act together and make something more meaningful in the lobby, something that's going to bring us together in game and not just leave us to Discord, because some of those Discords are also very toxic and there's no control over them. This is Gizmo first. I hope that I've presented the other side. It wasn't my intention to insult anybody before, it was seriously just my take, and as I keep saying, time will tell whether I am correct or not. I hope that I'm not, but I think that I am. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.